So welcome back to the Ilia Topuria fan club, and as the leader of this fan club, I have a very important statement to make. The UFC has to give us Topuria versus Makachev. In my opinion, it's the biggest fight they can make right now, and it was looking like they were trying to make that fight, but last week we got news that Team Makachev turned down the fight, which are some horrible news in my opinion, because if we don't get this fight now, we might never get it. Because Makachev has been very vocal about moving up, which makes sense, because he's very big for the division, he's getting older too, the weight cut is only gonna get worse, and it's not much left for him at lightweight either. Pretty much the only thing left is Arman and Topuria, and a win over either one of those would put him over GSP in my opinion on the GOAT list, and if he moves up and claims the welterweight belt, he's straight up the GOAT of the sport, so it's very understandable that he wants to move up, which is why we need to see this fight right now, or else we might never see it. And what really annoys me is that the UFC might be looking to make the Gaethje fight next, which no one wants to see. He gets subbed in round 1, there's no excitement behind that fight, plus he's not even deserving of a title shot. He beat Fisiev, who's been out for 2 years, and that's just simply not enough, man. In all honesty, even though I wanted the Topuria fight to happen, Arman is the most deserving, and I understand if the UFC would be pushing for that fight first. However, he did pull out the day of the fight, so now they want to punish him for that. But are we really gonna punish him so much that we waste a Makachev fight on Gaethje? No one believes Gaethje is gonna win. It doesn't have any hype behind it. The most hype matchups for Makachev are the ones who are the most competitive, and in my opinion, that would either be Topuria or the Arman fight. But since they want to punish Arman so badly for pulling out, why not just give it to Topuria over Gaethje? It's a gigantic fight, definitely the fight I would be the most excited for right now, and the winner of this fight will literally become a superstar. Like, don't get me wrong, Makachev and Topuria are big names in the sport, some of the biggest. However, they haven't really reached that superstar status yet. They haven't really reached that level where normal people recognize their names. And this is exactly the type of fight that will propel the winner into massive fame. And both of them have a lot of star potential, especially Topuria because he's so insanely entertaining to watch, and he talks a lot of trash too, which helps promote the fights. And superstars are what the UFC needs right now, because think about it, we really only got 2 huge names that kind of transcend the sport into the mainstream, and that is Jon Jones and Alex Pereira. And one of them just lost and the other one is ducking their interim champ, which is absolutely ridiculous by the way. So I figured, if we're giving O'Malley free title rematches, why not give a title shot to Topuria? He's more deserving of it too. He knocked out Volk, Makachev's hardest title defense, then knocked out Holloway, who is ranked 4 at lightweight, who by the way schooled and knocked out Gaethje, the guy who they are trying to give the next shot to. Plus, no one wants to see the O'Malley-Merab fight anyways, but Topuria vs Makachev has a ton of hype behind it. It's literally one of, if not the biggest fight they can make right now, only rivaled by Jones vs Aspinall. So why are we fumbling this? Now to all the Makachev fanboys saying, he gains nothing from fighting Topuria, people are just gonna say he only beat featherweights if he wins. You are kinda correct, on one part, okay? Not on the he gains nothing part, but about the part that he only beat featherweights. People are gonna say that, and they're also gonna be kinda correct in a way too. His 3 best wins are against former featherweights and the current one, Volk, Oliveira and Poirier. However, that doesn't tarnish his legacy. Volk is one of the greatest fighters of all time, Oliveira is a top 3 lightweight of all time, and Poirier is a top 5 lightweight of all time. These are goated wins. This argument also falls apart because everyone says Volk was his best win, the current featherweight. And Topuria is currently ranked 3rd on the pound for pound list, and he's coming off the greatest back-to-back victories in history, and on top of that, he's got a lot of man skill, in the words of Lucas Tracy. So Topuria is a crazy win to have on your resume. And if you're one of those guys who say Topuria doesn't do anything for his legacy because he's a featherweight, you're probably just a casual, being honest. Now, is Makachev ducking this fight? Probably not, at least not in a Jon Jones way. They probably just brought the fight to his team and his team turned it down. And it was probably because they want the Gaethje fight instead, because Gaethje and Makachev are managed by the same person, so he gets an extra fat paycheck if they fight. And Khabib also addressed this specifically in an interview a couple months ago, I think, where he basically said that, yeah, we're not gonna give Topuria a title shot right away, he has to beat a contender first, so it wasn't really that much of a surprise. So what's next for Topuria? Well, in an ideal world, we would just get the Makachev fight straight away, but I'm also called the MMA realist for a reason. I'm realistic about things. So in reality, he probably has to be the top contender first, and in my opinion, that should be Charles Oliveira. However, Charles Oliveira has gone out and said he won't fight Topuria unless he gets the belt first. Which honestly sucks, man. He's ranked higher than you on the pound for pound list, bro. He's pound for pound 3, bro. Top 3 pound for pound, bro. What the f. Anyways, sorry for the crash out, but yeah, it's pretty annoying. Especially because it's one of my favorite fighters saying it. But I guess if they can't make that fight, it only leaves the Arman fight. And ideally, I hope they don't make that fight because Arman is a way tougher stylistical matchup than Oliveira. And when you put him against such a tough matchup, you risk losing the Makachev fight, which we need to see. But honestly, the title situation is very tricky because we don't really have a clear top contender at lightweight that should be next in line, and it seems like all the top contenders don't want to fight each other. And that's a pretty big dilemma, but I'm happy as long as Gaethje doesn't get the title shot, okay? But to summarize this video, Topuria versus Makachev is the biggest fight they can make right now. They should book it right now because Makachev is eager to move up to welterweight, and if he does, we might never get it. And do absolutely not give the next title shot to Gaethje because you want to punish Arman that badly. If you want to punish Arman, just give it to Topuria instead. It has way more hype than the Gaethje fight would. And I don't want to hear anything about Topuria not being deserving. Neither is Gaethje in my opinion. Topuria literally KO'd the guy who schooled him and face planted him. And Max Holloway is just a straight up better win than Fiziev. But I think that's it for today, guys. Check out my last video where I reacted to Ankalaev becoming champ. But anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Am I just a Topuria glazer? Or do you agree with me? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And also don't forget to share this to every single Islam Makachev fan you know. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!